Hello, and welcome to Saving People, Queering Things, the supernatural podcast where, after 3 seasons of hunting ghosts, the brothers decide to become them.
Today, we are pulling up to season 4 with episode 15, Death Takes a Holiday.
I'm Noah. My pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Sam. My pronouns are she, her.
Happy holidays, everybody. Hope it's been a lovely time seeing family and celebrating.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Today, we're talking about a very different type of holiday.
Yeah.
Significantly so. No, not many gifts being exchanged.
Yeah, not such a fun holiday.
No.
In this episode.
Hopefully, y'all's is going better than this one.
Now that you've met your host, it's time to catch you up. If you haven't watched Supernatural recently, here's what you've missed on the road so far. First up, Noah is going to recap the show so far. All right, you ready?
Totally.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okie dokie. So Dean is brought back from hell by an angel that he meets and immediately falls in love with. He's given a mission from God to stop Sam from going evil and becoming more dangerous and starting the apocalypse. They spend a lot of time tracking down these different seals that the demons are trying to break, Lilith specifically, and Alistair, who tortured Dean in hell, and Dean really would like to get some revenge on. He starts to learn more about Sam, and it tells him some stuff about hell.
Nice.
It glazed over a bit of it, but it works.
That's okay. Better than I would have done.
Speaking of how you would have done, now it's time for Sam to recap today's episode. Sam, are you ready?
This is my least favorite part.
I feel you. A lot happens in this one.
I know. I watched this yesterday, and now I'm like, what happened in this episode? Okay, I think I'm ready.
Okie dokie.
As ready as I'm gonna be.
That's all we can ask for, you know?
Yeah.
I'll give you a little countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the brothers are investigating this town where deaths are not happening when they're supposed to be happening. And so they realize that the Reaper has been kidnapped, so they become ghosts themselves under a spell and investigate, and they find that it's Alistair who has been doing this, and they have a whole battle with him and capture him, and yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, that's it. You nailed it. That was fantastically done. We're killing it today. Well, now that we're all caught up, it's time for us to pick some music to accompany us upon our journey into this next episode. We're collecting songs to create a season 4 mixtape. Here's our suggestions this week. Sam, what you got?
All right, the one that I chose is Everybody Dies by Billie Eilish, and I thought it was fitting, especially the first line. It says, "Everybody dies, surprise, surprise, we tell each other lies." And I was like, ooh, that's good.
That's this episode in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I went with Reaper by J. Joseph. Beautiful little ditty. It's gorgeous. And it's a bit of a romantic song about the one who takes your Reaper down. If your Reaper is coming for you, who's the person that stops them? And it's a beautiful song. So check it out. Shout out J. Joseph.
Thanks. I like that. Okay. Now that we've got our mixtape playing, it's time for the Hunt of the Week. Let's get this show on the road with today's episode, Death Takes a Holiday, through the theme of Foresight.
Foresight. What an interesting theme, honestly.
Yeah, it's an interesting theme. I was thinking about it, and I was like, trying to connect things in this episode, and I was like, they always have foresight. There's
Constantly.
always that's part of the job.
Yeah, they do their best to be prepared no matter what. So they know all the potential outcomes with the creature. They try to take everything into account.
Mm-hmm.
And now recently they've kind of been out of their depth with that, with dealing with angels and stuff that they weren't even sure was real.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of new things for them right now.
But it's giving them new information that they can turn into foresight for future encounters and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I feel like Dean in particular is just learning new information one step after the other.
Yeah.
Time traveling. Goddamn. Talk about foresight. Interesting. Dean brings up faith this time. Honestly, there's a line in the episode pretty early on that he says it all comes back to faith, or he mentions the person back in the tent, the revival tent at some point.
Yeah.
I swear, I made a note that said Dean brought it up, so we didn't have to. I appreciated the fact that Sam immediately jumped to I think the Grim Reaper's gone. I think that's the only explanation. He knew. That's
Yeah.
kind of impressive.
Yeah. I always love that Sam is like, he's the one who's like the researcher and is like, I mean, Dean does that too. They both have so much knowledge. They just come at it at very different ways. Dean is more like a experience and memory.
Street smarts.
Yeah. And Sam is more of a I did all this research and I deduced that this must be the answer.
Yeah. And it works. It comes through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all there for it.
Yeah, they're a good team.
An iconic team. They balance each other out really evenly.
Yes, they really do.
The line about them being the poster boys for the unnatural order is scientific, because they're coming into this and saying that something's messing around with the natural order of things. But Dean went to hell and came back. Sam died and came back. John went down for Dean. It's a whole mess at this point. They've gone through way too much.
Yeah.
Who are they to say who deserves to live or die, honestly, at this point?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's going to play heavily into the themes of upcoming seasons. But
yeah, that was a really interesting thing about this episode, is that they are not saving people this episode. They're just restoring the natural order.
Yeah, which it's an interesting choice. If you were faced with restoring how things should be, or just letting people live without consequences for a while. Well, it's interesting. They balance that fight out pretty well. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how they are the ones who are deciding that, where they're like, oh, we have to restore the natural order. We have to fix everything. But then also in that, they also have this conversation where they're like, the rules don't apply to us, though.
Yeah. So they don't even explore the possibility of a world without Reapers. What would happen if they could take out all the Reapers?
Yeah.
That would be buck wild, honestly. Sam and Dean and Bobby and all the hunters just gang up on Reapers.
Yeah. Just take them all out.
Just you know what? We're done with this. Let's get rid of the Reapers, and then we can take out the rest of the monsters while nobody can die. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, the Reapers are really ones that they work alongside with. They don't really, they have some beef with the Reapers, but they're not ever hunting the Reapers too much.
Okay.
Is that true?
Maybe
that's not true.
Tweet at us if it's not. But I don't know. I feel like, why are they just so accepting of the Reapers? Just because they're more powerful? Okay, but they have weaknesses.
Yeah.
Somebody took them down. I think it's a little, I think they just kind of give up there. They just accept. I don't know. No.
Yeah. It is interesting, because it's the whole accepting the natural order of things. And if someone's going to die naturally, then just leaving it and letting it happen. But at the same time, then, I don't know.
It's a bit of a hypocrisy from the boys, but
a little bit. Yeah.
It's okay. I would be interested to see a story where they explore a world without Reapers, or a zone without Reapers. I don't know.
Yeah,
that would be an interesting alternate universe. There's someone out there with fanfic that way. Hit us up with those recommendations. Okay, but anyway, back to the episode and how it actually went. Alistair and Sam's fight was pretty cool. It was interesting seeing them coming back and forth, and Sam being much more powerful. That was pretty. He's growing. He's getting there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's definitely more powerful than we've seen him. And Dean notices too.
Yeah.
And they have that whole conversation.
Where he knows that Sam's hiding something. I can't ask him what it is, because he's already lied about it too many times.
Yeah. But he does call him out on it. He doesn't just, Sam's not a super great liar.
No.
So I think Dean sees through his lies all the time. Yeah. But often he'll just let it go. But this time he doesn't. He doesn't push, but he does say I know that you're not telling me the truth. Just if you're gonna keep your secret, that's fine, but don't treat me like an idiot.
Yeah. That's fair. That's the least you can ask of him. Because you can have your own private stuff. That's fine, but don't act like I can't tell. Come on.
Exactly.
A brilliant character to represent Foresight, Pamela. Pamela comes back this episode.
Oh, I love Pamela.
A sight for sore eyes. Oof. Okay.
No.
y'all didn't have to play her like that. That's
Oh man, I know. I was like,
yeah, it was rough. But I love Pamela. She's so
Gotcha.
great. She's got such sass and character. And I cannot believe they brought her back just to kill her.
I know.
Oof.
I forgot when I was first watching this episode, I forgot that she died in this episode. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's a Pamela episode. And I got all excited, and then I was like,
no, it's the last Pamela episode.
Rude.
Well, maybe. She might come back as a ghost. I don't know. But yeah, that hurt. I was she got stabbed, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. She's good for now. But once the Reaper gets back out, it's not going to go so well. That hurt. I always love seeing her, though. She's so fun. Truly a powerful character.
She is. She's so powerful.
And okay, her foresight when she talks to Sam and says, I've seen what's inside of you. If you think you have good intentions, think again. Okay. Well, that screams of terrible things to come for Sam. And
foreshadowing.
Lots of foreshadowing there.
Yeah. I found it interesting too that she said that to Sam like privately. It wasn't just like it was whispered to him so that Dean wouldn't hear.
Yeah, it was separate, which was very interesting. I did like that.
Yeah. It also was just like so heartbreaking with Pamela dying in this episode because she even says that like she didn't want to be dragged back into this.
Yeah. Deliberately says, leave me out of your mess. I don't want that.
Yeah. And she got dragged back in and she helped them like she always does. And she paid for it.
Tragically.
And it sucked.
It hurt so bad. And her death scene was so vicious. She called them out on it. She tells them like, this is your fault. I told you I didn't want to do this. And gives them their consequences right there. And they accept it respectfully and not trying to take anything away from her moment. And it's it was beautiful.
Yeah, heartbreaking.
I did love seeing the boys as ghosts with Pamela's spell and whatnot. That was pretty fun.
Yes.
Them running around and walking through stuff, and Dean couldn't not make a joke sticking his hands inside of Dean, inside of Sam.
Yeah, Dean is like really enjoying
very much so.
Ghost.
Too much a little bit.
Yeah. And then when what's the kid's Cole?
Yeah.
The kid, he's like teaching them how to control objects.
Montage. It's so cute. The scene of them punching the kid and then being like, yeah, come on, hit me. Let's go.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Love that scene. I think shows should do more montages. I think they're underused for sure.
Yes.
Be a little silly with it. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, they're so fun.
I hated at the end once Alistair got caught, with the big old lightning strike and whatnot. I hated that Cass made his big entrance with Dean saying, "What the hell?" He said, "Guess again." Fucking Of course. Okay, awesome. That was dumb. Weak opening line, but okay, that's where we're at.
Also, just the sass that Cass comes at Dean with.
Yeah.
Is hilarious. But the line where he's like, well, whenever I ask, you seem to do the exact opposite. So why would I ask you?
Well, duh. I pretended to be the person you trust the most. Oops. Which, okay, is very interesting because now they're always going to have a lingering bit of doubt. I bet Bobby's got code phrases now built in because Dean had to have told him that Cass posed as Bobby.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I bet they have a secret code phrase where if they mention a certain aspect of something on a phone call, then they know it's really Bobby. They've got to have it. But okay, would the angels be able to figure that out if they could read minds and shit? I feel like they can read minds.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Okay, cool. I feel like they can. I feel like the angels would be able to just read his mind and figure out the code phrases and then match it. There's no winning against angels, it seems.
Well, I mean, they are pretty powerful.
Unless
they do have some weaknesses, though.
Angels on your side.
Yes. You want them on your side.
Okay, interesting. Dean's line to Cole before they send him off, to go with the Reaper, talking about we're all scared. That's the big secret. And oof, when he asks, are you coming with? And Dean says, I'm sure I'll be there sooner than you think.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Yeah. And the whole conversation, is it before that or after? I think it's before that. The conversation that Dean and Tessa have.
Oh, yeah. It's Foresight right there. He's looking forward to the future with whatever the plan the angels have for him. And she starts talking to him about holding on to a pipe dream and trust your instincts that are telling you that something bad is coming. There's no happy endings with the angels and whatnot. It's very interesting. And she seems to have advanced knowledge, some pretty solid foresight from Tessa.
Yeah, definitely. There's some warnings there.
Yeah, very much so.
A lot of warnings in this episode. Tessa is warning Dean. Pamela is warning Sam.
Pamela is also warning Dean. And Cole is getting warned by Sam and Dean. It's a lot of foresight from other characters to the... It's a good theme for this episode.
Yeah.
Solid.
One thing that I did find really interesting was when Sam is talking to Cole and he lies and says, I'll protect you. Don't worry, Tessa. Like, the Reaper is not going to get you. I'll make sure that you are able to stay.
Yeah.
I found that interesting because often Sam's approach is honesty with victims.
Yeah. He's usually upfront and very...
And
respectful.
Even if it means that it complicates things more. But this time he's lying because he just wants to get through it. Like, he just wants to have everything figured out. And it seems like there's some level of just like not caring as much as he usually does.
He's a bit darker. Some of those tidings of the bad intentions that Pamela says he has.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, something's going on with him.
Cannot wait to see more.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, next we're going to move into our Going Meta section where we are tracking lore, representation, behind the scenes trivia, and more. Starting off, we've got rep check. Ooh, not a lot of great representation in this one. We've got a strong female character in Pamela.
Yep.
And also a strong female character sort of in Tessa, but Reapers are kind of above gender. So
yeah,
I don't know if that really counts.
Yeah. Pamela, though, is a star.
Yeah, kills it. Doesn't interact with another woman this episode, but
no, Bechdel test has failed.
Mega fail, but we got a strong female character and she died. So like, okay, cool. Another one that we're just gonna waste, I guess. Awesome.
Yeah.
We got, what else? I didn't notice a bunch of crude lines this episode, which was good.
No, I mean, the blind jokes were like not awesome.
No, especially because they did it to her. That's the
like they're the reason.
Yeah, because she was helping them. She got blinded and then later on died. So
poor Pamela.
Pamela really just got screwed by them, by the writers and by the brothers.
Did.
But besides that, not a whole lot of representation in this episode.
No,
we got just a bunch of demon ghost action. Got a grieving mother, but she was never really characterized as more than just a grieving mother.
Yeah.
Which I think was kind of the point of the plot, is that she was stuck grieving and couldn't move on. But I wish we had gotten a little bit more depth to her. Maybe how she was before, how different this was for her, rather than just getting this. But it was focusing on Cole, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Moving right along, we've got our lore check. So get this. I was looking into the lore, and a new thing established is ghosts require emotion to hit things or to interact with the physical realm. Which I don't know if we've ever gotten that clarification before, but I mean, Cole says if you want to hit something, you just got to get mad.
Yeah. And I don't know if we've seen that too much before, but that comes into play a lot later on.
Okay.
As we go on with the show in later seasons. That's something that is pretty consistent with ghosts, is whenever they're interacting and like moving things and even just like when they're fighting, it requires emotion and often anger.
It's the easiest one to tap into in a fight. I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I also thought it was interesting, Alistair confirming that when they are like, hey, I thought we killed you. He's like, no, not me, just the pediatrician I was writing. He mentions that pediatrician's family is still looking for him, which is, I don't know, an interesting note that hosts are just regular people that got possessed at some point, and there's consequences of that spread out, ripple effect, which is interesting to see.
Yeah.
Which really brings Ruby's choice.
They don't always talk about that.
Pick a host that is non-viable as a better choice for sure.
Yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, very much so. Besides that, I don't think there was much established in the lore this episode. I mean,
it's pretty standard ghost demon.
Another seal. They referenced that a reaper getting killed at the the moon,
right.
Full moon is breaking a seal, but they stopped that one, so that's nice. How often is it before the next full moon? Is in like a couple years at least, hopefully.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't remember if they say, but
also I don't know if they follow that.
Yeah,
I think they just it becomes a full moon whenever it's convenient for the plot.
Also fair. They've had 6 full moons in the past week. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. All right. Other things, references. There was a house reference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when Sam asked Dean if he wants an aspirin, after Dean is complaining and says he thinks he has a concussion. And Sam was like, "Oh, do you want an aspirin?" And Dean responds with, "No thanks, house."
Bold assumption.
Yeah, House is like a medical TV drama show.
Yeah, so and he was had a lot of sass, a lot of attitude. So yeah, the tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, well that brings us to our final section of the day. We're gonna switch it up a little bit this week, and we're gonna do our character to watch next episode, where we pick a character that we think is going to be key and essential, and we should pay extra attention to them next episode. Sam, who would you like to pick this week as your character to watch?
I mean, this is a pretty predictable answer for me, but I'm going to say Sam, just because, not only because he's my favorite and I'm always watching him, but there's a lot happening with him and all of the demon blood stuff. And yeah, so I think he's the one to watch and see what happens with that. And also his relationship with Dean and how, because right now he's hiding a lot of that. And I'm wanting to see where that goes.
Get that brought out.
Yeah.
Love that. I'm going to have to pick Cass because I think he's right on the verge of some big choices. And I want to see how he handles Dean being a little frustrated with him. So I'm gonna pick Cass. He's the one to watch.
Yes.
Keep an eye on Cass.
Yes, I like that.
Beautiful. That is all for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed to Saving People Queering Things wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can also find links to all of our social media and join our Discord server through our website, which is queeringthingspodcast.com.
Be sure to ride along with us next week as we discover episode 16 on the head of a pin through the theme of cowardice.
Ooh.
Thank you all for coming along for the ride, and we wish you a peaceful road until we meet again.